What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fins. My name is Aaron, and it's time for New Music Friday. Yes, I'm aware that this is airing on Saturday, so this is more of a in case if you missed it kind of video. We're going to be talking about some of the releases that came out throughout the week of November 15th. And as always, if you have anything that I missed that you're looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is. And I'm also going to be doing some reviews on some of these releases, so if you don't want to miss any of that, give this video a like. It'll help out with keeping my videos popping up in your recommended section, and also you can subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way, hopefully YouTube will send you a notification when I do release the reviews for some of these releases. But anyways, moving on now, let's talk about some new music. Linkin Park is releasing their new album titled From Zero. This one is going to be extremely polarizing. You're either going to love the vocals or you're going to hate them. I think this is going to be a pretty good album, especially in terms of just kind of figuring it out, especially in their songwriting, which I feel like is kind of lacking at the same time as having a new vocalist on board. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be good because the first single they released, it just wasn't really there. The songwriting, like I said, wasn't that great. The vocals weren't really pairing with what we thought of as Linkin Park. But now they've kind of been releasing more and more and more singles, and it's working out. I know a lot of people still don't like it because, her voice just doesn't sound like Chester. I mean, that's just what happens when you're not Chester. They're two completely different people. But I feel like she fits the role pretty well. She has the emotion. She has the same kind of vocal range and register. So yeah, I don't know. You're either going to accept it or you're just not. We also get a new album from As I Lay Dying titled Through the Storms Ahead. And boy, does this band have a lot of storms ahead. Since they finished recording this album, basically every single band member has left. It's only Tim Lebesis now, and there are tons and tons and thousands of videos on this subject. So it's kind of beating a dead horse going into it. But I think as far as music goes, this is going to be an okay metalcore album. The Negative Events around this, I feel like, has done a better job at building up the hype for this album than the singles did. I felt like the singles were pretty lacking. It just sounds like metal. I mean, it's just metalcore. It's just a heavy-ish riff. It's kind of typical of what they used to do back in the day. Distorted vocals and then clean singing and the core. I mean, it's just, there's nothing really that exciting, nothing to write home about. It's just pretty average, very basic, generic stuff. Tim Lebesis, As I Lay Dying. They've been writing the same kind of song since like 2006 or 5 even. So, I mean, it's kind of weird to expect them to do anything different. It's kind of more of a cash grab at this point, especially now that there's nobody in the band. It's just one dude. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it's going to be more interesting to see where the band goes after this, as opposed to what this album is actually going to sound like. We also get a new album from Tiny Moving Parts titled Deep in the Blue. This is going to be one of my favorite releases this week. The singles are absolutely beautiful. I don't know if it's going to be like album of the year material, but there's a lot of emotion in this band's music and in their songwriting and in their lyrics. I absolutely love it. And I'm just here for the really cool guitar parts and the little crescendo and it's just everything. Everything they do is just right, especially in terms of the mathcore, emo core scene. We also get a new album from Worm Shepherd titled Hunger. This one is just going to add to all the brilliant deathcore albums we've already gotten this year. This band, I kind of compare them to like Lorna Shore, but I kind of like them a little bit more just because Lorna Shore is just so hyped up and just everybody just gets really excited about them. But Worm Shepherd has this special kind of flair to them where they don't really do a whole lot of mainstream tropes that Lorna Shore does. And I feel like if they do everything right, this absolutely will be album of the year material. Spiritbox released a new single titled Perfect Soul, coming off their very popular single Soft Spine. I kind of expect this to be the same thing. I mean, they're really good at writing very powerful, emotionally heavy songs, but they also write very decent radio play stuff, and I feel like that's just what their singles are. Kind of like the As I Lay Dying thing. It's hard for me to get really excited about it because it's just decent metalcore. It's just a female vocalist, so it stands out a little bit differently, and people think she's super hot, so they get really excited about that as well. My main issue with it is the instrumentation. You can't really hear it all that well, mostly in their singles and their radio play stuff. It's just like a wall of sound, very overproduced, but everything else is absolutely brilliant. We also get a new single from Within Destruction titled Kanashibari, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I absolutely love this band, at least when they first came around. Death Wish to me is a fantastic album, top tier death metal at its absolute finest. But then they came out with the album Yokai, and it just went downhill. It's kind of weird because it had a very strong anime theme, and I love anime, but the theme just wasn't there enough to really save it for me, especially just all the things that I felt like it lacked. It did a lot of mainstream stuff, incorporate a lot of synth in a very stereotypical way. And then they got a little bit better, started releasing some music that was a little bit more original sounding, but then their last single they released, The Demon Child, just didn't do anything for me. Again, the synth is just very heavy, very predictable, and I would like to hear them go back to doing something super heavy and death metal-y, but at the same time still incorporating the sound that they've been working on over the years, as opposed to just bailing on it and just doing it's just hard for me to get into those, especially with their first 3 albums just being as super good as they were. And we also have a new single from Elwood Stray titled Evolve. This band, they're kind of weird. They're metalcore, but they're also a little poppy here and there. And their pop sound they do really well, but what made their last album stand out to me the most was the heavy sections. That just created this really good contrast in sound. And it'd be cool to see them focus a little bit more on the heavier parts, just bring that out a little bit more. And that would be, I don't know, I feel like it just builds the emotion a little bit stronger for what this band does and what they sing about. We also get a new album from Stick to Your Guns titled More Than a Witness. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've listened to this band. I think Diamond was the last album that I really listened to, and honestly it was near perfect. I did give a little bit of a chance to, I think it's titled Spectre. I listened to some of the songs off of there. I wasn't really feeling it. They kind of lost their originality, their oomph that they used to have. They're still just as heavy, I think. At least in Spectre, they still felt just as heavy. It's just they felt more mainstream kind of sound. Like before, they sounded like they were underground. The things they were singing about, their lyrics, they were just a lot more relatable, a lot less cliche. And then they started to turn that road a little bit more and just started using just a lot of simple phrases within their lyrics, a lot of super hyped up stuff. And it just wasn't really working for me anymore. It would be cool to hear them go down that road again, but I don't know. I feel like they've kind of grown out of it at the same time. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably check out their new singles, maybe their new album they're dropping, just to really see where they're at now. And that is it for In Case If You Missed It Friday. If I missed anything that you guys are looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and let me know what you want me to review next. Again, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more of me, don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way my videos will pop up in your recommended section, and also you'll get notified by YouTube when I release reviews and more New Music Friday videos. And also just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. I know this is like my second New Music Friday video that I've done a little bit later in the week, but you guys still continue to show up and watch my videos and leave your comments of things that you guys are excited about. And I just thank you so much for the support and just you guys constantly coming back and still giving me a chance to talk about stuff that a lot of times I feel like I have no idea what I'm talking about. And I just appreciate you guys more than you could ever imagine. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this. And I'll talk to you guys next time.